sáquenme la botella que funda pa' gastar. Esta noche tú y yo nos vivimos la película. Luce cámara, lección después en mi recámara. En el duelo no se sabe quién ganará. So baile, baby. Ese seguro y retrocede. Que me encanta la manera en que tú lo mueves.
Solo pégate un poquito, mami, que yo quiero enseñarte lo que yo tengo pa' ti. Lo que tengo pa' ti. Sé que te va a encantar como meto yo.
What is going on, Cowboy Nation? Welcome back to Primetime Studios. Like always, I'm your host, Primetime Phil. And like always, we're here, man. We're grinding. And of course, Gametime Bryan, he's grinding way more than I am. His numbers are going up. And of course, the popularity is there. And we're here to talk, of course, Cowboys football, Cowboys mini camp, Cowboys anything, really. And of course, those beloved division rivals as well. You know, we might as well talk about them too. But in the meantime, Gametime, how are you doing, sir?
I am doing good. I got the UFC over on the 75-inch. I got it on low, and I'm ready. I was outside all day getting some work done in my one nice day I'm going to have this weekend. Rain's coming in, but I'm doing good, man. They're wrapping up mini camps, rookie mini camp today, and football is on the horizon, Phil, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I think this is the stuff where, you know, you get a little bit more hyped up about some of these draft picks just because before it's like, okay, they're just, you can look at their film, but they're not going against professionals. You know, you don't see them working with the professionals, seeing how they adapt. Just even the interviews you've seen that come out with some of these guys, you know, I love to listen to those because I'm like, are you a guy that's sitting there giving me some really good interviews? Or are you just a guy that's like, you know, and so I try to see, is it chalking up to nerves or is the guy just, I am Bill, you know, just I really want to see how much of a personality they do have, and it's just, it's interesting to learn these players, especially it just kind of, it reminds me of like some fish in an aquarium where you put them in the water, but you don't really put them in there. You kind of put them in its side and let them get used to it, and then by next week or OTAs and any of that stuff, you know, they start mixing it in there with the regular ones. But what you've seen, I know you've had to have seen some stuff that's come out. Have you seen anything that you like? Have you seen anything that you haven't liked from what the mini camps have been showing?
Well, again, what we're going to hear is what they want us to hear. But I liked Tyler Guyton. They think yeah, they're even more excited. Now, there's no pads, people, but they're even more excited because he took it upon himself well before he was a Cowboy, well before the draft, to meet with Duke Manyweather. As soon as he found out, most teams want him as a left tackle. The reason why he was right tackle in college because they had a left-handed quarterback. He was blocking his blinds. Yeah, he was, you know, blocking for his blind side. So for him to move to left side, he's been working on it, people. That's why
Duke
teams were so
looks pretty good
enamored with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? How's everybody? What's up, Virus?
Yeah,
Lady Lieber's in
when
the
I
house.
saw
Brad Harris.
I also saw earlier in the week when they were talking to him and doing some interviews, and this is the little tidbits that you get. You know, he talked about how he got an Airbnb, came early just so he could work with Duke and get his footing a little bit better. You know, and you could see some of that film as well. And of course, Brian's right, man. They only allow you to see what they want you to see. But still, I mean, to see them at work and see them grinding, I think that was the big knock on Tyler. It was just that, you know, he has to be motivated. If he's not, then, you know, that could be a negative impact. You know, we'll see a couple of years down the road because obviously everything's new. Being that Cowboys new, coming out of the tunnel, everything is new this year. So you're interested to see how that goes down the road. But it's nice to see the motivation there right now with Tyler Guyton. When you see them out there with those rookies, man, he's a big dude. He's a tall guy, man. So I've liked what I've seen from him. I've seen also with Cooper Beebe, I think you've seen some of that film where he's balancing himself, using his hands, just kind of, you know, I love that combination. I mean, the guy's already a huge dude, and the fact that you can balance, I think that's the biggest thing I love about him is just that hands. Tyler Guyton, you saw as well. If you've seen any of that stuff, he was doing it as well. So it's just great little techniques that these guys, that haven't made this offensive line something that we can be proud of now. I mean, a couple of years ago, let's be real, last year even, I was really worried about the depth. Of course, Tyron Smith out there. We haven't seen these guys really play a lick of football yet, but at least it's going positively and not negatively, right?
Yeah, definitely. So we got that. We got BB. Marshawn Nealand, I like everything the kid says. Everything that comes out of his mouth, I like. He's going to be able to stop the run immediately. But I like when I see him out of the pads, he's just very athletic, again, for his size. Now, he's going to have to learn how to rush the passer. But again, in Mike Zimmer's scheme, you need to stop the run. He's going to dial up his blitzes. So that's not an issue. If we're just rolling down, I don't know much about the other backup tackle, but I tell you, Marist Leafau, he's going to be the guy that we're all going to be looking at for years to come, and we're going to match him up with Marshawn Lloyd and Jalen Wright, who I loved Lloyd and Wright, and they went right after we took Marist. Some teams had a third round on Marist, some teams had a fifth round, depending on how Marshawn Lloyd is and Jalen Wright. And he'll forever be tied with them, as far as I'm concerned, because I know Dallas brought in a lot of running backs in the draft, before the draft, and they were on the board. But Dallas, you got to give them credit. They stuck to their board. They took a Marshawn Nealand that nobody really thought they were going to take.
No, I didn't.
But they stuck to their board.
Again, that's why
you know
I
what I
stopped
mean.
drafting
So
them.
people have to relax about the running back. Just relax. Please.
No, from what I know, Brad, I don't believe he signed yet. It's that second round draft pick throughout the league is always that
was there
last
working.
one. Yeah, so he's there at least. He's already there. So I mean, that's not going to be a problem.
Everything's slotted, but sometimes the agents are asking. It's normally something stupid, a wording and a contract. It's not money. The money's slotted. It's more maybe guarantee, but it's usually some wording in the contract they're trying to work on. But before we go any further, let me give everybody an update on Randy.
Randy, man.
I'll give you what's going on and then what just happened, and say your prayers. But broken shoulder socket. Okay, he was hit head on by a 19-year-old driver. He was in his work van. It was a 19-year-old and a 19-year-old's father. The 19-year-old crossed over into his lane and it struck him head on. Wow. So Randy had a broken shoulder socket, broken ribs, fractured cervical vertebrae, maybe two of them, fractured pelvis, broken jaw, blood clot, and carotid artery. They can only treat with aspirin because due to the bleeding in his abdominal cavity, they can't give him heparin or warfarin. That's the scary thing right there. That's how my brother passed away. They can't put him under for surgery yet. This was yesterday, by the way. Due to surgery yet, because of the size of the clot, he is having trouble breathing. Chest trauma due to airbag impact. Airbags save your life, but airbags also light your ass up, too. He's in and out of consciousness. Yada, yada. He just got out of surgery. They finally were able to get him in to surgery. And this is the update. They just rolled him into surgery. They're using E2 tube to stabilize his breathing. He'll keep it in. He's able to deeply breathe on his own. That's one of the issues yesterday, yada, yada. And then I have an update. He did good in surgery, all drugged up. Ortho told Randy's son, Corey, the next step is to fix his knee. Apparently, the patella tendon is shattered. So he shattered his tendon. So here's a picture of, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
So anyway, he's out of surgery. As a matter of fact, she's texting me now. Okay. Yeah, he's out of surgery. So, And that was the scary part. He has the blood clot, so
especially
I
when
don't
you
know the
hear
status
he can't
of that.
go
But
into surgery, I think that's the scary part as well too. That was for a while.
yeah, he has a rod in his arm. His arm got all jacked up, so he's, needless to say, I don't think he's going to be going back to work. I'm just looking at his age, and it was an on-the-job injury. It's probably it, which is fine for as long as he's. But who knows? But we just got to hope for a recovery. But yeah, he's out of surgery, and obviously, I think the scary thing now is just that blood clot. So, that's what we're looking at. But Randy is fighting, and that's the important thing. So I just wanted to give everybody an update. So he's good. Everybody keep the prayers going, and I'll make sure I'll give him a lollipop the next time I see him. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But anyway,
that is some stuff right there. Yeah. So to swing back around, I guess. Yeah, Randy, man,
well,
we wish you the best.
And that.
No, it's definitely something I would want to. I mean, either way, even if they hadn't asked, I think that was just something that we were going to talk about as well too.
I'm not going to not say anything. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, definitely prayers for him. We're definitely thinking about him. And it's definitely good news to hear that's coming out of there as well. But yeah, so let's switch it over to again
What's up, JoJo?
The Cowboys and the mini camps that they've been having. We've seen one of the ones that I wanted to talk about was, of course, Al Harris with some of our corners there, and Carson, of course, being one of them. Of course, they come out of the interview and they says, now he understands, after 3 days, just learning that, he can understand now why the Cowboys are high on those interceptions. And, now he understands the secrets. And he's like, what's the secret? He's like, I can't tell you that, So it's nice to it's nice, Chuck? But, I like, again, it was just a good combination with what I saw in college, what he was able to do, the nickname that he was able to bring over. Of course, he needs to elevate his game. There's a reason why he kind of got drafted earlier because, yes, he was right there on the hip, but if you're a good playmaker, you can go up there and you can get it, and that's the stuff that Al Harris needs to teach him a little bit. But that's what it'd be different if we didn't have that secondary coach that that's been famous for doing that with these guys, whether it was Diggs, whether it's Bland, even Lewis. I mean, as much as Lewis, he sticks around. He's a baller, and I did like what he did at Michigan, and he still seems to stick around. He's kind of a little bit like our Bill Bates of this team, if not C.J. Goodwin, right?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, JoJo. Mark, when he returns from Vermont, is gonna. I can make you a small or a medium. It doesn't matter, but I don't have a small and medium here. So in the meantime, I'm gonna send you a hat. Just let me know if you want the black, the black hat with my logo or the gray hat with my logo. I'm gonna send you that right away, and then when Mark gets back from Vermont, I'll send you a shirt. But they have to make it. I didn't have anything that small. So, but yes, I'll take care of you, JoJo. Just let me know if you want the black hat or here, I'll show you. Yeah. Either the gray one, but the gray will have the blue Game Time Bryan like that, not the black. So either the black hat or the gray hat. Let me know, JoJo. But yes, I'll send you the shirt too.
Blue Virus, eventually I'm going to get one of those, man. My girl and I, we are definitely talking about merchandising. I get a little bit of jealous when I see Bryan over there with his Game Time stuff, and I'm just like, wah, wah, wah. Like, I want some Primetime things. Well. I got pretty graphics. That's like all I have right now. But no, I definitely, something I'm going to elevate. We're trying to think of some ideas. Of course, the hats. I love that Game Time Bryan hat. That thing looks really, really nice. He's done a very good job designing it. But yeah, it's definitely something I want to do. There's a lot on this channel, honestly, that I really want to do.
Virus don't want my shit. He just wants Primetime shit.
He's like, I already got that collector's item, man.
Nah, he never got nothing from me. Sure he got his.
I don't discriminate. How am I discriminating? Pieces. That's Game Time. You're talking about Game Time. Even you guys get it mixed up. He's like,
what's going on?
He's like, don't ask for plus sizes because Primetime discriminates against plus size people. That's Game Time, man. That's good.
Oh, I have 4X, Chuck. That blame Mark Holmes for that. I'm sending you a 4X, and your ass is going to get into it.
Well, trust me, we were talking
They
about
actually
the
run
bigger.
big.
We were talking about the bigger shirts as well. That I want
I'll
the
send
logo
you a 4X,
bigger
Chuck.
because I didn't want I don't want the material and then just a little bitty logo. Like I don't like that. So it's just I'm even trying to figure out those as well too. So it's nice to get into this part of it and start talking about this stuff because obviously you could bring it up and then nobody's buying anything or nobody's doing anything.
Well,
or
the
wants
next thing I'm going to get is a sublimation machine. They figure the machine and a couple of the parts is like $1,200, and then the heat press is another $600. So we're just shy of $2,000, but it'll be a good investment because if I'm buying my shirts from Mark and then doing super chats, YouTube takes 30%. I'm not like when I do a hat, I'm only making a couple bucks off of the hat. So, but these are high end hats. There's certain things I will not sacrifice. So I might have to up my super chats at some point to, for the giveaways to make me a little bit, but I ain't really worried about it. I've given away a couple of jerseys, $130 value. So I'm trying to give back to everybody. Mark Holmes, what's up? Is he in the house? What's up, my man? I just got off the phone with Mark a little while ago. I'm going to miss him when he goes to Vermont, but we're all going to be watching his content. Mm-hmm. But yes, Mark, JoJo, Mark will do your shirt. Just let me know what color hat. I'm going to send you a hat in the meantime. So medium, the gray or black. I am going to go back there tomorrow and probably spend another $400 ordering another 13 hats, and I'm going to try a different logo, so it'll probably be more than that. So let's see. But Elena Walker, how are you? What's going on, Elena? It was 87 in Tulsa, Oklahoma today. Ooh. Hey, Chuck, my brother-in-law lives right near there. Where at, Tina? Where does your brother live?
I like it. That's what he's like. Where? Get the meatloaf! Hey, Ma! The meatloaf.
It's near Oklahoma City, right?
Sorry.
Oh no. He lives near Tulsa. My brother-in-law lives near Tulsa. So anyway, sorry, Phil. I didn't mean to take over your show.
No, that's okay.
Cowboy,
like
what up?
Like I care. Like we're beyond being professional.
Your buttons, so.
Yeah, we're beyond being professional.
To me, that is professional. This is how people enjoy. Like people enjoy this, We're not showing highlights.
What was the? Well, I mean, even the Wednesday. I mean, when we went on yours. I mean, by most of it, we were talking about trips and everything. Yeah, he's over here.
The pulpa.
Yeah, tell him to give me a number 2. Like he's just. What's it?
Yeah, you came through Virginia this year. I'll give you $100 for the black game.
So I have to ask you. I'm going to switch it up here because I got to ask you. We've seen, of course, the NFL ambassadors, and I call them that. Nothing has come out, of course, and said anything. But, of course, you've seen Micah Parsons running around, and I'm going to bring it onto this channel because, of course, we talked a little bit about it on your channel. Micah Parsons, of course, over there with CJ Stroud in Japan doing those activities. I know if you've seen with the sumo wrestler, for example. I don't know. You've seen that one, right? Where he's wrestling the sumo guy.
Yes. Yeah.
And then
Mark
he's meeting the
played
kids
that with the old Wide World of Sports. That's
that was good. That was actually a good video. I like that one. What do you think about it? Are you for it? Do you believe that he should be training? What do you think about it?
No. It's fine. It is fine. Jerry Jones loves it. Brad supporting Primetime on his channel. Let's get Primetime to 2,000 subscribers.
Thank you.
Bang.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brad.
Seriously, Brad.
Brad's
Appreciate
the man.
It. Yeah,
Jeez.
and at some point I feel like I'm going to definitely.
I mean, he would
mimic...
send you something, but he doesn't have anything. I'll send you something for him. But you have everything.
Brad, at some point, definitely I will be. I'll be doing something where...
I've sent Brad everything I have right now. Brad, if I get the new hats in a couple of weeks, I'll send you that one. Actually, what I'm trying to do, Twiz, you'll like this, Twiz. Trying to get Navy hat, right? A Navy hat and my non-3D logo. It's a star with a GB inside. That'll look good. But then I think I'm going to do a green hat.
Thank you, Brad.
With Gametime Bryan in like maybe, I don't know. I'll figure that out. I won't put the star in there, but
yeah, you can. You gotta avoid the
just
star.
for a few Eagle fans. You know what I'm saying? I got to take care of them. But looking forward to it. Brad over here, he's the money guy. So, Chuck, bang.
Oh my goodness, thank you, Chuck. Wow, this one's all new to me. Thank you, Brad. You need to do better. They're up in each other's game. Definitely, I feel bad, like, because obviously I want to give you guys stuff, because I love the love that we've been giving, just the sharing, all that.
Look,
just
I'd love to do something for you.
Yeah, man.
We give him like a golf clap.
Yeah, it's just.
Insert cash or select.
Thanks, Vinny. Yeah, Money Wars. Gonna send a lot lizard your way.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna just start packing up some of this stuff and just start sending it out.
Well, yeah, I think I'm gonna give away Rowdy. I'm done with him. He's going. He's getting shipped out.
Yeah, no, there's some stuff out there. I think I might start doing something in that sense. I have to figure out something because you guys are amazing, and I definitely want to reward the just the coming back.
It.
Yeah, it just gets interactive.
It's a way to
What about that
Mark Hutchins?
That thing is stuck on the wall.
Mark Hutchins has
like
loaded the damn box, though. I keep drawing out Mark Hutchins. Mark's loaded the box. I'll take the gray cap, but possible new Navy hat sound. Yeah, well, it's up. Yeah, I won't have them for a couple of weeks, but JoJo, you still got tickets in here, so anything can happen.
Well, that's what I want to do. I want to do like a threshold.
Here's the deal. I have to learn. Again, once you start doing like shipping multiple items, to me in my mind, I got to send a priority. But it's cost me $11 to send a $30 hat, so that's $41. So if I get a $50 super chat and they take 30%, I ain't making nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I may have to up that at some point, but I'm not going to send them priority going forward. It'll still get there. It just may take a day or two longer. It is what it is.
I told Bryan,
but I may have to do what Mark is telling me to do, is do stamps.com, where I get my own scale here, my own label maker, and you save money. So I'm going to have to go that direction.
Yeah,
it's just a lot, people. It's a lot to undertake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's why I'm trying to get my.
But I'll send you the gray one, JoJo.
Man, seriously, guys, I really honestly appreciate that a lot. I definitely. I've definitely been talking about it. We've been talking about different shirts.
That.
And
we got to come up with a name, Chuck. It's behind me. We got to come up with a name for the new. Yeah, the new. The Mystic is here, right? But,
that's a good spot for it.
Yeah, the Mystic pales in comparison. Well, I put a Dallas hat on him, but there's the Mystic.
Oh, no, I like the hat. Leave it on there. That's really cool. Where'd you get that hat from?
I've had that for years.
You get it from a little teddy bear or something that was on something?
I don't even know. No, it was
like
actually
Build-A-Bear?
it was like it snapped on your key ring. I had it for years and years in my cabinet with all my
just like a man keeping that wood of block because I never know when I'm going to need it. And then it came in. You know how you keep that piece of wood or in an angle, like I'm going to need it eventually. Yeah, that was what that was. It looks good. I like it. It's
Virus,
really cool.
Maybe.
What's that virus?
32 people in here and only 13 likes. You know, and one of them's me. So come on now. Let's see. Let me refresh. We're up to 15. There we go. You got to do what Mike Fisher says. And could you please hit the likes in 3, 2, 1?
And then I hit
Phil's got to hit his Mike Fisher bell.
I hit that bell thing.
There it is.
God, as soon as I saw that, when I had already come
to
out
the show. I love new names.
Like about a year or so into it, and then he was doing that, I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, that's all right.
75 members staff.
Yeah, exactly. In the back, don't look.
What's
back
up, Larry?
The curtain.
Welcome to the show, buddy.
Don't look back.
We got a new name, man. I love new names, Larry. Thank you for commenting, buddy.
Thank you. Seriously. But we were talking about
what's next.
Yeah, I mean, what do you want to talk about when it comes to the Cowboys? We talk, I've seen a little bit of stuff. I haven't seen a whole lot when it comes to, a film than what they want. Yeah, other than what they want to come out with these rookies. But I saw, John Stevens out there as well, because of course these guys are in their second year. They have the right to come out there, right? Is that what is right? Or if they miss, how does that happen, right? Sophomores can go out there?
Yeah. Well, no, this was just a rookie minicamp.
For some reason I thought I saw something with, maybe it was just a number or something that it was there.
Maybe, but it's just rookies.
I swear it says Stevens.
Well, maybe he's rehabbing, so he's allowed to be there. And that's the thing. He's rehabbing his ACL, so he very well could be there. And then we have another mini camp coming up at the end of the month, and then we got mandatory OTAs in June. It'll be interesting to see at that point whether CD shows up. I think it's June 4th through 6th, something like that.
I think he will.
Mandatory mini camp. It'll be interesting. I would say no on CD being there. I think that's the one that he would miss. But make no mistake, he ain't missing much of training camp. He may miss a little bit, but he will get that new deal. Absolutely. And let's not forget, we're sitting here per Mark Holmes. We're sitting here with a little over $4 million now, under the cap, and we get another $9 post June 1st. So we'll get like $14 million in total.
Well, I mean, right there, that's where that's where you sign the 1-year deals, and you don't have to worry about any of that stuff accumulating. But what will they do in their pure? From Mark, what he's saying as well. Some vets can practice depending on time in. See, yeah, and I thought that as well, because of course you could see overshown out there. But when I was seeing some of the photos, I was trying to see if I saw anything, but I didn't. I don't know if anybody can confirm if those guys were out there as well. But I just like the movement. Man, when you see these guys together, those linemen, they're very just big dudes. You're seeing all that. I talked about it. I know I brought it up in Twitter as well too, with Skywalker Steele bringing up, just he was showing that difference of Tyler Biadasz and what he was doing. Of course, the strength of it is, of course, the double teams. But who the hell's strength is not double teams? Like if you can't handle the double team stuff, then it's the one-on-ones, the power guys that he was just getting pushed into Dak's lap. Him trying to get to that next level. I mean, he would get the angle, but then he would bounce off a linebacker that was like half his size. So I wasn't when that offseason came and people were kind of worried about it. I've seen some occasional snaps with Cooper Beebe. I saw some film where he was back in college. People were talking about him. Some teammates saying no, he hasn't played any reps when it comes to games, but he practiced all last year, trying to get to the center position.
And the important thing is, that we need to remember is they talked to him specifically about playing center. And what you can't make somebody do something they don't want to do. In the pre-draft process, Dallas talked to Cooper Beebe and brought that up. They know he can play guard. He's a day one starter in guard. Problem is, you got 2 Pro Bowlers. One is a Hall of Famer, like ahead of you. So guard may indeed be in his future, but they want to play the best 5. It's going to be game on with him and Brock Hoffman.
I love it. I love it.
Everything
I love competition, man. Let's be real.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Everybody was, oh my God, that it's a waste of pick. No,
it's not.
Again, when you have enough people, it's the old adage. Okay, you're good at a position, draft another one, because that's when you get an injury. Just like the cornerbacks. We got so many corners on this team with Diggs coming back.
I think so.
But again, how many times do you see our corners get banged up towards the end of the year,
or even at the end of the game? Like all of a sudden in the middle of a game,
like a Jordan Lewis.
Yeah. What if something happens? You got to go back to the locker room. They got to come back in. There's always something that happens in the middle of the season that you need that depth. And if Brock Hoffman, balls and does that stuff, that's awesome. But then remember, last year he did get hurt. So if you have a badass backup in Cooper Beebe, you're going between TJ Bass and Beebe to come in as Tyler Smith may not be out in this series, or maybe they're getting ahead and they're blowing teams out by 30-something points. And now you're getting those young guys in there, but those young guys, nothing, drops because, of course, these are guys that are proving some stuff, whether in college or, or last year. I definitely get excited about the offensive line because, I was ranting and raving about this. We were doing our mocks. Everybody's teasing, Phil would take 7 offensive and defensive linemen if he could. Hell yeah, I would. Of course, ex-quarterback, that's just the mentality. I love how these guys are protecting. I love Cooper Beebe's mauling. I love it, man.
Exactly. People don't realize, that...
You are not wrong, Chuck. He says
What's that?
pinstripe uniforms.
Pinstripe
are
uniforms
ugly.
are so. Oh yeah. Time for these guys to earn their money and don't give up when the playoffs come. Ronnie, obviously, that's the only
tired.
frustrating thing.
tired.
But let's be honest, unless even the Houston Texans, right? Eastside's not in here right now, but even the Houston Texans. Okay, now you flexed a little bit last year. Your team went out and got Stephon Diggs, the a defensive end out of Minnesota that I wanted for the Cowboys. They went and got everything. Now regular season is not enough for Houston. Now you got to go into the playoffs. The Eagles, yeah, okay, I'm sure they want to win the division, but if you don't win a playoff game, it don't mean nothing. So again, I think more teams are in our boat than people really will admit. Yeah, it's about the playoffs, people. It always is. Phil, you and I are on the same page with our O-line. Vinny, that's how it's got to be. The other thing I'm concerned about, but we have pieces, is our D-line and possibly starting the D-line. That's where.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned too. I mean, I
stopping
like
the run.
I like some of the guys that we picked up, but of course I see those adept guys, rotational guys, which is awesome. But I really want that guy that is the anchor of your defense, man. The guy that's going to be in the center. I mean, it could be somehow some kind of diamond in the rough that you find in the later parts of the draft. But let's be real, man. There was a lot of talent there that they were kind of overlooking. I don't want to say overlooking. They were just kind of letting the draft drop to them. And will some of those guys be stars in the next couple of years? And, you're just kind of seeing, did we miss out on those guys, And but everything, like you said, these guys are going to be all tied together. We got a linebacker there. Is he going to be, a cornerstone of this defense for years to come, or is he just going to be a regret that I wish we got that running back, that he would have been behind Zeke, or whatever in that sense. But I just think there's a lot to be put on these rookies, because I think we need these guys to do more than what we needed the guys from last year. I mean, yes, we definitely needed those guys to step up, but like we talked about, man, majority of all those guys last year, we had somebody in front of them that was starting. Let's be real. Like when you look at the defensive tackle, you had Osa, you had Hankins that was in front of him. You tied in, you had Jake Ferguson balling and getting that attitude. Hendershot that was here, there, but then later on in the year, the third tight end ended up playing better than Luke. So it's like, even as you go further down, I mean, you didn't see Fehoko at all. So, I mean, there was just a lot of depth in front of them. But now you got these guys where you got linebackers, you got defensive tackles. I mean, let's be real. Our defensive tackle later in the draft has a really good shot of starting on this team. And that's hard to say. That sucks to kind of say, right?
Yeah, well, it is what it is, though, Phil. I mean, you're right in that statement. So Brock Hoffman worked his butt off. Damn good job. Yeah, Curtis. That
seems to be
Brock Hoffman. Yeah, I like Brock Hoffman. So again,
I do too. I love
if
his
he
attitude.
wins the job, that's even
better.
That's fine. So it is what it is. With the new coordinators, I say championship game at least for us. Otherwise, with the talent, we failed.
And Eagles and stuff. I mean, that's a lot of talent.
I would say,
on the
Twiz,
side.
that's knowing where you were just 2 years ago. I think that's a fair statement. Again, they don't want to hear that as far as the players probably, but maybe they are aware of that themselves. You were out to a 10-1 start, so you're not that far removed. You lost some pieces, and we'll have to get into that, but you did lose just on the surface. You lost Kelsey, you lost Reddick.
Oh no, man! Kelsey's in the building every single day. I don't know
Cox.
if he really retired. He might not be he might actually want that he'll have that itch.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to be able to get away from the game. So, he might turn around and come back.
Maybe. But then that would mean that they would be struggling. So, Larry Wood says the D-line will be a toss-up, but Zimmer will get them right. Yeah, Larry, I agree. And let's not forget, we got Osa, who always starts out the year great against the run.
I love Osa.
It's not like he can't stop the run. He does a wonderful job, and he just seems to wear down. He needs to get over the hump if he wants to remain a Cowboy following this year. Mozzie, Mozzie's
He's
already
back up to weight.
328.
Yeah.
I saw.
Yeah, he's back up to
Yeah,
weight. That's
so
awesome.
yeah, that'll help. We drafted a guy in the 7th round. We brought back the one dude who was on our practice squad. What was his name?
Damian
Phil.
Wilson?
Who?
You talking about Carl Davis?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Davis. Carl Davis.
I was gonna say
Carl
Carl's
Davis.
Jr. I was like,
Carl's Jr.
Yeah.
That's it. What's my guy who I think should play end, but they had him playing. Who am I thinking of? I always
Golston?
forget his name. The big guy.
talking
Who?
about Goldston?
Yeah, Goldston. That's
Yeah.
it.
Chauncey Goldston.
Yeah, Chauncey Goldston. So
Yeah,
it's not like we don't have bodies. We do.
Yeah.
So
Well, even and
they
the
just-
edges
we
are a
need-
strength.
I would like to go out and get that one guy.
Yeah, exactly that one guy, the one guy that. Yeah, Hankins kind of was that guy, but we needed somebody just a little bit more elevated than what Hankins was. But still, he was an upgrade than what especially what we needed. And when he was out of the lineup, we definitely felt that. So again, Zimmer,
Right.
I feel that his scheme can help mask some of that stuff that you may not have. But again, I want to see some of these guys get in the trenches. They may surprise you.
Yeah, and I think, again, I'm a little down on the Mozzie thing just because of his shoulder, but that doesn't mean, he's getting the mental reps. He's putting on the weight for what he's going to be asked to do. I think the game is going to be a lot easier for him. I saw an interview with Micah, and it was an interview of last year, towards the end, saying, listen, I'm just doing what the coaches are calling. And now you're seeing more and more of the Dan Quinn being like kind of tossed under there. And if you just look on the surface of some of the moves that he did and didn't do, some frustrating things, so Micah can only do what the play is schemed up for.
Yep.
It seemed like Dan Quinn just wanted him to attack the quarterback, create turnovers.
You didn't really
and then,
scheme
don't
to
get me
get
wrong,
him open.
That's big.
Yeah.
But the good teams can scheme you. Eagles
Yeah.
always scheme Micah well.
Well,
and it's not
only
like
that. I mean,
I'm
you
butt
need a
munching the Eagles. They scheme them well.
You need a defensive coordinator that's going to be able to help get free, guys into space to make plays. And if you can set up some stuff to where you're freeing Micah to kind of just run all over the field, that's great. But then you got also other guys that if you're trying to do that, you got Overshown, of course, some of our draft picks that really kind of shoot those gaps and really help with the running game. And I think that of course, those linebackers additions will definitely help the running game. I really worry about that defensive tackle position. I think that's the only position I am truly concerned about when it comes to this team is that defensive tackle position, because if we cannot stop the run, it's going to be just a long-ass year. It's just both sides of the ball, man. The running game needs to be a big emphasis.
Yeah, and that'll help the defense too. Just like getting a lead really helped our defense, which took the running away. Now, what Micah is going to be working on, has been working on with Charles Haley, is his inside move. Charles will tell you that Micah, one of the best things he does is bend and get around the edge and then literally throw you when he does this. Yeah, he will throw the guy as he's coming around the edge, but he's working on his inside move, which will definitely help against the run. So we'll see. He's still he's one of the top 3 defensive players in the league. He's still getting better. He's never played the position in his life, defensive end. So again, I'm excited about Micah Parsons, and he's a sponge. Yeah. He wants to get better.
Yeah, he wants to get and the fact that he went last season and went with the tackle to get some stuff about what the offensive tackle kind of thinks and what he can do to counter that. But Larry Woods asked, Primetime, should a veteran fill that role with defensive tackle? To me, that makes the most sense. But if you're going to go do that, I think by this point you have to go and trade for something. And, the Cowboys are not usually the greatest thing when it comes to trading for players. I mean, they do it, and they have found some values in the past, with Brandon Cooks and, of course, with Gilmore. But you needed teams ready to kind of walk away from there. And I guess by this point, these teams they're ready to they're refreshed and ready to go forward. Because if those teams haven't released them, I think what's the next spot? Is after camp, you got some people basically getting released by training camp, and so maybe you can pick something up there. But it's going to be quite a ways before anybody kind of just releases the defensive tackle to be kind of picked up.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just where I know Phil don't want to hear this. I'm not saying specifically TJ Bass, but a guy like a TJ, let's just say that Guyton is really doing well, right?
Okay, hold on.
Let's say that Brock Hoffman is doing good, and let's say the Juggernaut is doing great. Okay, so then we have Hoffman could be the backup center, or I don't know. It all depends. We need TJ Bass has serious value.
Okay, I'm gonna have to answer this. Like Twiz goes, at least our players don't do dirty shit like arm bars or hit the QB in the knees. Really? You really want to go there, man? Like you had Bell, a little ass safety, going against a big ass tight end that was stiff arming him this way, and he happens to grab him and pull him down by that same arm, but yet it's him playing dirty as well. You have a quarterback that runs all the time and has become a running back, but yet he gets hit in the knees and stuff like that. Man, get out of here with that, Twiz. You know how that is. It's football. You're going to put your quarterback out there. Guess what? He's going to get in the knees, the head, the shoulders, the arm, everywhere, man. So it's not dirty. Quit running your quarterback, But anyway, sorry about that,
Lady
Brian.
Lieber. No, Lady Lieber, you're right. They could call holding every play against Mike if they want. I think the officials are embarrassed to do it, because they would feel like they're throwing the game or something. I totally agree, Primetime. I feel that a pickup later and releases would be the next step. Yeah, Larry, definitely. Don't forget, we have pieces. I wish they would be more creative like other teams. Meaning our GM, whoever the heck is doing the GMing, whether it's Jarrett or as I think it's Stephen Jones.
Yeah, Stevens.
Flip some of your guys for a position of need to somebody else who may need a offensive lineman or who may need something that we have an excess of, a corner possibly. I brought this up the other day, Dan Quinn had to trade. It was a 6th round pick, and they traded a 5th the following year for Eric Scott Jr.
Yeah.
Why not? You go to Washington and say, "Hey, listen, you really loved them. Flip them for us."
Well, even some of these guys that they did
pick back.
Yeah, I totally agree. Some of these guys that he kind of like jumped out there to try to get. Hey, man, let's just do a little trade because they definitely have extra draft picks. I've seen them. They were dropping back in the draft after a while. So just like the Eagles, I think the Eagles did a really good job. Washington did a really good job dropping back, grabbing some value. We were talking about it as it was happening. I was saying that I believe because the Eagles at some point realized that these guys aren't going to make the team. Their roster is already pretty packed. They know who a lot of their starters are going to be in certain positions, so a lot of it was going to be a waste. So go ahead and push those draft picks back. See if you can pick up some more because, man, when in a league where you can pick up stars for 4th and 5th round draft picks, it's not a bad idea to have a couple extra one of those, Especially if you can kind of look at the contract that's already in play, and they're gonna have to pay some of it. So yeah, what are you laughing about?
Definitely, Larry.
Yeah.
Hey, game time. A Cowboy need assistance. Yeah, he needs something. What's up, Dirty Sanchez? Welcome to the show. Make sure your bell notifications are hit next time, tough guy. Oh, sorry. No, thanks for stopping by, Dirty Sanchez. What's up, my man? I'm trying to see. Like, what's a Twiz's picture? What is that?
I'm poking it. He had like a little bat like symbol that says Twiz, and his whole thing.
Cool.
That's pretty cool. I like
it. Nice. I like it. I like the colors. It's kind of old school Dallas colors. It's kind of cool.
You got to poke. You got to poke at it. You got to poke at it. There it is. There it is. So when are you gonna go? Have you done anything with Copizzles? That I haven't seen or anything.
Pizzle. Probably Tuesday. I'm gonna record it. Everybody wants me to do a live. We need to.
You can't have that guy live. You got to be able to edit him. You never know when it's like, and all that. It's gonna get. I think it'll be nice. It's gonna be nice. Yeah, I'll probably poke the bear a couple times, but it'll be fun. Yeah, he will too.
So, yeah, chainsaws. Oh, sorry. But Larry, Libra and Brad, I agree. Good luck with that.
So,
Oh yeah, Mark, I know.
So as we see some of these international things, and this is stuff that I was talking with Parsons, where we believe the ambassador whole thing, just because of course they're really trying to stretch this international game thing. Of course, these international games as well. I talked about it on your channel where if you're allowing, okay, let's say you make an 18 game season and you're still doing or what have you heard? Is there going to be 18 games this year? Is it just 17 on the 18-week thing? Is that going to be going
this
forward?
This year it'll be 17.
Okay.
Whenever the collective bargaining agreement's over, they're going to go to 18. I made a video today, and this is something I did want to discuss before we get out of here. Let me see if it's still here. Oh yeah. Get ready for the NFL broadcast deals to be scrapped as of 2029.
Yeah, they can't have Amazon doing Thursdays.
Let me ask you this.
Nasty ass streaming. Huh? No, they can't have Amazon doing Thursdays with a nasty ass streaming.
Well, okay. They don't like when players want to redo their deals or whatever, right? You sign on a dotted line. You need to honor the contract per the owners. But now the owners, in the wording, I guess, in their new contracts, they left an out to where they could pull out of a deal by as early as 2029. What's going to happen now is everything's going to be a la carte, people. Now everything is going to be. Don't be surprised if the Super Bowl doesn't end up on Netflix or something.
Yeah,
just to get the subscriptions up. I don't know that they would do it to the Super Bowl, but they literally did it. A Peacock was a playoff game last year. Remember, a wild card game.
Was it Peacock or was
it? Twiz. It'll be all on different platforms. Peacock. Now, again,
thought it might have been Paramount.
I have them all.
Yeah.
But you tell me they're not going to up. They're already up in the prices.
I did have Peacock.
Shit. Netflix is going way up, and now there's ads. And now, on my, I think it was Amazon Prime. No, it was on my. My son has what's the Paramount Plus,
yeah,
and there's tiers of that. Just having it alone isn't enough.
You watch commercials.
You can
so many commercials, no commercials.
It's like give me a friggin' break.
Yeah,
it's a joke, and everything, and it's okay that the owners are going to break their deals and go out into the highest bidder, whoever the hell that may be. The fans be damned, but guess what? The salary cap is going to explode even more. So
that's how it's always been with them.
That's the only good thing. So money, salary cap, players get more. Then I say extend it out to 18 games, which is fine. Add another bye week, increase the roster size. That makes more jobs for football players.
Wow.
That's the only. Yeah, I got everything at Dirty Sanchez, and I still think I'm saving compared to me having the cable with all the channels, but not for long. What's Dirty saying?
No,
I got Peacock, the channel.
I got a Peacock.
Oh, the Muppets will say we have no money. Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, they always say that, right? They just, we put the one-ply toilet paper in the bathroom because we don't really have any kind of money in the stadium. But here we are, man. Mini camps going along. Of course, we're getting excited just to see some football, see some movement. Of course, no pads or anything like that, so you don't get too overhyped. But again, I think I like some of the workouts, just seeing that, the balance, the hands, some of that stuff. Just seeing, of course, BB taking center snaps. I think those are some stuff to get at least wrapped around. And just hearing these guys talk about, just what they've learned in the past couple of days. Again, this is exciting stuff to see just because, man, we are hungry for some football, right? In some way. But Bryan, anything about these rookies that really stand out? I know we've talked about the corners, we talked about some of these things, but have you looked into the wide receiver? Of course, Ryan, do you see him being part of this roster, or do you see him being more of or is maybe a practice squad? That's
to be determined. If Flournoy has a lot of traits that you love, but he should, if he's anything, he should be able to make this roster, right? We don't have we don't have a 1A. We have CD, we have Brandon Cooks, and then we have a lot of young guys. If he's anywhere near close, he's going to make the roster. It's easier to get a guy like a David Durden, the guys who were hurt last year, and slide them on the squad. But we'll see. I expect to see a lot of Trey Lance, which is then gonna really make these receivers.
I'm excited to see actually Trey Lance
shine.
as well. I am too. I've seen some of his workouts and stuff. Again, Bryan, I'm going to point it out because he is very correct on this, and I keep emphasizing this as well, is that they put out what they want you to see. And even some of these other guys, this rookie's making, throwing dimes. Well, what about the other 10 passes? Were they dimes as well, or were they really off the beaten path?
Exactly.
So
it's like watching highlights, man.
And that's exactly what it is. That's exactly
again,
you nailed it right there.
We can only go by what we think. I'm gonna defer to my team's ability to draft linemen, and it's great. So I'm really not worried about that as much. I really am worried more about, obviously my two worries going into the season, if God forbid CD got hurt, what's going to happen, which is why I told Mark this too Sunday night, or Friday night, excuse me, that I want to see more 12 personnel with our tight ends. Our tight ends could be unbelievable.
What one we were talking about?
That's my concern.
He's the high. We pay him a lot of money to come in. So, I mean, to me, that says that he's going to be part of this roster. And it's understandable, man. There's a young group.
The juggernaut,
there,
Larry.
They are a great core. And you were talking about it as well on your nice Zoom call that you had. I was listening to some of it. I had to kind of break away, but you guys had a pretty good discussion. You guys were breaking down every single position and who you guys thought in the division had it. So if you guys haven't seen that, go to Gametimes and definitely check that out. I thought that was a lot of good stuff there. If gets
definitely
hurt, think the great draft.
What's up, Jeff Lee? How are you, buddy?
Damn. Most of the time that's stuff like the quarterback. If the quarterback gets hurt, that's usually. I mean, think about when Dak got hurt that time, and we were rotating quarterbacks trying to get him in there, and it just wasn't happening. So of course we get a nice draft pick.
Dave, yeah, right. We don't want CD getting hurt.
No.
I'm just saying. Then we would be in a position. I want to see 12 personnel anyway. I do. I think that that would be very, very successful. But we'll see. We're always crying for it. I don't know if McCarthy would do that for any length.
He tried.
But that's good. I'm glad to hear you're doing well, Jeff. I like the Notre Dame kid with the new special teams kickoff role. He will ball out, make plays. Pepe's view. That's going to be the pick. I was telling Mark earlier when he called. Was it Mark? Yeah. And then I told Phil too. So we've talked about it. We're always gonna. I'm always gonna link that Notre Dame linebacker to those running backs. So he needs to step up. But what I do like is he's a big boy. When you see he's very mild mannered. But when you watch him play, he's sometimes reckless. But he's big. He's tall. So I like what I see, and at least the body. So we'll see. That was a bit of a reach to some. So
unless you were trading back to get another pick and then picking him later on, you could have picked that and probably a running back. Didn't necessarily need to stay there, but maybe they just didn't have the offer, and so they kind of had to just sit and pick where they needed to, and that was kind of the situation. I do like his film in college. I do like how he read stuff. He's a coverage. He's not just one of those guys, because obviously when we looked at LVE, we weren't thinking of, oh man, LVE comes down that gap and just stuffs that run. No, occasionally he would do that. Every blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while, but he was a good coverage linebacker because of course he came from an area where he was playing 7-on-7 type of football, and so he had to cover space. And then you had some linebackers that were more of Von Miller. Oh, he's great at running, but he's not great at the coverage part of it. And then you had, of course, Parsons, that they were just rushing, and they just weren't really using him as the switchblade that he could be. So I'm interested to see what Zimmer does with our linebacking core, especially with guys like Damone Clark, just getting another guy in their ear, teaching him things a little bit differently, what to see differently. There's just stuff there. And I think you can incorporate what you may have learned from Dan Quinn and incorporate what Zimmer does, because, again, what Zimmer's done in the past years, whether he's been a head coach or a defensive coordinator, it's definitely been top 5 type of defenses. And if you add in Al Harris, I think the interceptions come as well, too. So I'm excited about what the coaching staff, I think that's what I like, is that overall, I love all the coaching that we have here, especially when you see a guy like Duke doing his work with some of those young guys.
Definitely. And Jeff Lee says, I think Jalen Tolbert would have a good year. I like Jalen Tolbert. I like Jalen Brooks. So I'm fine, but we still need that number 2 in a big game. You need a guy who can get open. That's all. I wasn't trying to jinx CD. Just real quick, Johnny Newton has had his, the defensive 3 technique out of Illinois that I liked. He's had his second foot surgery. Jerzan Newton earlier this year, Commanders rookie defensive end. Jerzan had surgery to repair a partial Jones fracture. Now, I had a Jones fracture. That's nasty. Now he needs the same surgery on the other foot. So, now you're starting to see reasons why people slipped in the draft, where we don't always know all the details. What's up, David Cowboy?
Like, do you think
what's going on, buddy?
Pat Wilson as our thing when we find out he's running around like Mark out there with no ACL?
Yeah, he had one ACL
and booty
That's
shorts,
crazy. And he still went in the third round. That's crazy. No ACL in his knee, and he's still.
It's like it helps us.
Yeah, that's going to bring.
It should go to like a team that doesn't have as much money and they don't have as much of equipment to give their players. So it's just that's some hardcore stuff, man. That he was running around out there like that with hardly anything on, and so you can understand where all those injuries were coming on. He still ran a 4.4. That's what I'm saying. Mark, as long as Mark doesn't stop, he can get going. You see Mark go around and hey, who said my name? Yeah.
No, Mark didn't run a 4.4.
No. Yeah, still ran a 4.4. That'd be hell, man. Mark, let's get in there and defense tackle.
Maybe in high school he ran a. I don't think Mark ever ran a 4.4. I know you're in the
his
chat,
dreams,
Mark.
maybe.
Just don't. Yeah, I think he just like if you noticed when you walk with him, he feels the need to drag your ass.
Yeah, he does.
4.6
he's gone.
Is impressive though.
Yeah, 4.6. That is
he's gone. But then by the end of the night, we're looking back saying, "You all right?"
Yeah.
Stamina ain't the best. Pause.
Yeah. Pause.
I like the guy Golden Richards. I think he will do great things. Mark may have run a 4.4. Now he ran a 4.6.
But no, Brian, not much to say. I mean, we're going to have
I ran a 4.8 with heels.
We're chasing the chickens to sacrifice. Look at that. The Twiz, yeah. That's how you have a good season, man. That's how you have a good season.
I feel like
what,
Rocky?
Now, what was it? I know I brought it up before.
Kentucky Fried Idiot.
I know I brought it up before, but I know there was a comedian that was talking about how he was a guy was kickoff return. Oh, the start of the game, I went to the fridge just to get a beer, and by the time I came back, they had scored a touchdown. It was like the guy ran like over 100 yards faster than I was able to get to my kitchen and back, and it's just like that's the amazing athleticism that's come up. Have you watched any of these UFL games?
The meatloaf. Do you have the drop?
No, actually, I do not. I gotta get that. That's one of those.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But Brian, man,
Brad was requesting it.
The next couple of maybe I should. Then I have to definitely find it. Next couple of weeks, of course, things are going to come out. Of course, the schedule's coming out soon. We'll talk about that.
Wednesday night, I'm going at 7:45. 7:45 Wednesday. We're going to hear some stuff during the day.
Oh yeah, they always leak it out. They leak it out.
Yeah. We'll be able to have a few minutes of conversation about, oh my God, this, oh my God, that, and then we'll have the broadcast on in the background, and we will comment on it to you guys. It'll be fun.
You're it.
Yes. Huh?
One of those nice, chill, drink a beer type of events. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, we'll just sit there. Look at this. Oh, shit. Oh, they screwed Dallas there. Did Jerry get... real quick. Did you hear that Jerry wants to play the Niners week 1? Did you hear that?
Stupid. Why would you do that with all your young players? Why would you want that with all those No, I
actually
don't.
like it.
I don't. I want some games under the belt before you have to deal
Just
with
get
tough
it out of the way
competition.
week 1.
Nah, man, then you're gonna. It's almost
Before-
an automatic loss. You know, you got veterans on the one side, you got a
Probably.
young team trying to still figure out their way. No, man, I don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and it's at.
But that sounds like
it's at
something
San
dumb
Fran,
Jerry
so-
would say. You know, you got that. You always got
And with
that
some
relative
glory
that you're
hole.
just. Yeah, exactly. You always got that relative you're embarrassed
Come
when
on,
he says
Phil.
stuff.
You're trying to circumcise a mosquito. Come on, play it.
Some of us, yeah.
I'm good.
Again, But anyways,
Oh,
Brian,
God.
I appreciate
But
you coming
anyway,
through.
yeah.
We were talking about the rookies. I get excited about some of these pictures that come out. Of course, the talks that's coming out. Just anything that leaks out. Why are you so so negative? Oh, me? Are you talking about? Wow, is mine negative?
Yeah, you.
I don't know what you're
Negative
talking about, man.
Nancy over
Yeah,
here.
well, of course, you know. I don't know, man.
Thanks, Brad. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for supporting. I really. It
He's
means a
talking
lot,
about the young
and,
guys in San
stay
Francisco. I
tuned,
believe it.
man.
I understand. I believe you said that's because we got.
Phil
bigger
was just
players.
telling me too. I think this is the way. Phil was just telling me right before we went on air that he's going to come up with a menu, and I need to have off the next day. Where
Oh, yeah.
we do like shots or whatever, your beer funnels for like
I'm already hurting.
like his super chats.
Yeah, I'm already hurting.
He was just
passed out.
talking about it.
Yeah,
I'll
I
do
was.
it. I mean, I'll help him. You know.
Yeah, I was so talking about that. Oh my god, yeah, because I think when we brought it up before, I was like, I don't know if I can handle it like I used to. So, like
Well,
Tom
we'd have to make
Downey
sure
is
it was-
a
yeah.
baller, man. That guy.
We
can
would have
handle
to.
it.
But he must take something. He's.
Pill or
I don't
something.
know.
Somebody ever watch
That's
the
great.
Revenge of the Nerds where they take that pill? And he runs a
Beers
little
and
tricycle
beans,
race.
says Jeff Lee.
Shots of Patron.
Shots
I
of
love
Patron.
Patron.
God damn.
Ooh, but by 3
I
though, I'd
love
be feeling it.
Patron, but-
Woo, like beers
Yeah, I
and
can
beans.
just see
Beers
it
and
now.
beans. I like it. That's got to be on a shirt right there. Beers and beans. I came for the beers and the
God,
beans.
1 and 4. Pepe's view. Don't say 1 and 4, but we'll look at the schedule.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
know who we're playing. It's just where, when, and why. So
Exactly. So, Brian, man, I appreciate you coming through, talking Cowboys rookie mini camp. Sorry, going around on that. And but anything really that you want to say to them on this channel? Of course, you're going to be on yours. Are you going to be on tomorrow, Sunday?
yeah, that's right. I got my Zoom call. I forgot about that.
You're like,
I guess
maybe,
I will
no.
be. Yeah, 4 o'clock. Yeah, 3:30, 4 o'clock. I'll have a Zoom call for the peeps, and Mark will have his Zoom at 5, and then back to work Monday. 6-day work week for me.
Yeah, and so we'll be, of course, on your channel. You're going to record that stuff with Cobb Pizzle. When are you going to be bringing it out?
I think I'm going to record it on Tuesday, and then I'll probably release it Wednesday or Thursday. I don't know. We'll see.
All right, well, I look forward to
We'll
it.
see
man.
how it goes.
Definitely. And guys, I appreciate Brad Harris. I appreciate Chuck. I thank you very much again for the wonderful super chats.
Oh, I like money. I like money, though.
I love that, man. That's a great one. But anyways, Game Time, I appreciate you coming through. Hit those likes, share, let people know, even talk crap
Thanks,
about
Larry.
us. That's
Appreciate
okay.
it, buddy.
Watch these guys, man. They have no idea what they're talking about on anything. We don't mind at all. Brian, thank you again for coming through and talking with the great chat that we have. But one thing I appreciate everybody forgetting not to do is
Ring that bell. I subscribed to Larry Woods' channel. So, Larry, make sure you subscribe.
I'll have to try that as well,
subscribe
too.
to Game Time Brian as well.
I'll have to do that as well. So,
All right.
again, guys, I appreciate you guys coming through, man. Peace.
Who are you?
Like always, I'm your host, Primetime Phil.
What kind of a stupid name is that?
Oh, they let you pick any name you want when you get down there.
And what is your name, sir?
Well, I told you my name, man.
Sir, what's your name?
It's my co-host, Game Time Brian.
Cool name. Superpowers?
I haven't relaxed. I'm ready for a wild show.
What would you say you do here?
I don't know what it is yet, but it could be a lot of things. So we'll see.
This doesn't make any sense.
Nah, nothing makes sense here, man.
You thinking what I'm thinking, Bart?
Yeah, let's f***ing rage!
Yeah, okay, cool. I don't need the PBS special.
What the fuck is this piece of
Can you say what the did I do last night?